Catherine. So today I want to give you another hack for your intuition. Now, you may be one of those people that your intuition talks to you a lot through your emotions. But if you don't really understand what your emotions are saying to you, well, then of course it's going to be hard for you to understand what it is that your intuition is saying to you. So, emotions are they are just another form of communication, is one way to think about it. In many ways, they are a communication from our subconscious to our conscious minds about how we really feel about what's going on. So when we understand what our emotions are trying to tell us, we are actually going to be able to work much better with what is going on in our life in order to help us create, the life that we want, the brilliance that we want in our lives. So this emotional code, what is it? Well, it's actually much bigger than this, but today I'm going to go through some of the basic emotions, some of the most common emotions. No emotion is really basic, and what that emotion is actually trying to tell you. I'll put them in the I'll put them down below so that you've got them there for later reference if you want. Okay, so the first emotion is apathy. Now, apathy is that sense that we can't really be bothered. And what does apathy mean? Well, apathy actually means that we are completely overwhelmed. There is so much going on, we can't possibly deal with it anymore. So what do we do? So apathy is actually saying to us, look, you've got so much on your plate, don't start anything new. Apathy is actually saying to us, you need to actually complete some of those things that you've already got going on, so that, because when we complete those things, we actually get whatever energy that we've been putting into that, we actually then get it back. So apathy is saying to us, complete some of those things so you can get some energy back, so then you've got some energy to do the next thing. So that's what apathy is telling you. Then fear. Well, the interesting thing about fear is that we often allow it to stop us from doing things. But of course, the saying actually isn't that angels don't go, where, fools rush in. The saying is angels fear to tread where fools rush in. So what does that mean? See, fear exists at the edge of our reality or our comfort zone. Fear is actually a signal that, look, you're about to go and do something that you don't understand, that you don't know, that you don't have any control over. So what fear is actually trying to tell us? It's not trying to tell us to not do it. It's trying to tell us to, slow down, get focused, make sure that you're doing the best that you can, and also take it easy, take it slowly, to give yourself the best possible chance you can of doing as well with it, as possible. So, in actual fact, the interesting thing is that fear will often tell you the next thing that you want to be working on in your own personal growth. Because once we know that we do have some control in that situation, the fear tends to go away. So, fear is telling you two things. It's telling you to slow down, and secondly, there's things for you to learn in this area. So interestingly, with fear, physiologically, fear and excitement are exactly the same thing. You can check this out for yourself. See, if you think about the scariest thing you possibly can, whether that's for you, whether that's spiders or being alone in the bush in the dark or whatever it is, think of the scariest thing that you possibly can and then smile. And what happens? It's really hard to be scared when you're smiling. And that's because physiologically, fear and excitement, they're pretty much the same, except for one difference. With excitement, we're focused on a positive outcome. So that's why excitement is just saying, look, go for it. You know what you're doing, just go for it. Whereas fear, we're actually focused on what we don't want. So that's why it's saying, slow down, take time, get yourself, realigned. Make sure that you're focused, on not on what you don't want, but on what you do want, which is, of course, what we tend to do when we know what we're doing. Okay, so that's fear and excitement. So then there's anger. Well, anger, of course, is never really particularly a pleasant emotion, but anger is really important. Anger is actually telling us that we're not getting what we want. So anger is important because it's there, to express appropriately. It's there to help us actually hold our boundaries. When we get angry enough, that's when we generally do something about it. So one of the strange things I say to some of my clients is honor your resentment, because resentment generally, it's a form of anger. It's a milder form of anger, but it's a form of anger. It's actually telling us that we're out of exchange. It's telling us that someone is asking us to do something and it's not sitting well with us. They're asking us to do something that's going to cost us more than what we are going to get out of it. So then we might want to actually renegotiate that so we feel happy about it. So anger is telling you, that this isn't what you want. And so that of course is the paradox, is so the more that we listen to our anger, well, actually the less angry we get, because we start to get better at creating the things that we do want, which of course is what our intuition is all about. So then, so that's anger. Boredom is actually telling us, well, you've learned pretty much all that you can learn here. You've got all the growth out of it that you can. It's time to think of your next project, time to think of what the next level of your expansion is. And when you actually find that, hopefully you'll go into excitement and not into fear. Although sometimes, as I said, fear can lead to the excitement. Anyway, the point is that I'm trying to make here is that when we learn to understand what our emotions are telling us, that's a brilliant emotional too, but it's a brilliant intuitive hack, because it is like code from our subconscious to our conscious mind about how to really keep navigating towards what we do want. And of course, the more we can navigate towards what we do want, the more brilliant things become for us. So use your emotional code and keep using your intuition. And until next time, remember that you're brilliant.